I heard that he's already saying he's the champion. It's great. You know, when he steps in there and there's always that time when he realizes that this is not going to happen for him.
Because I want to put him under pressure, see if he can crack under that pressure, because if he cracks, that's my breakthrough, and I've got my belt.
On the 19th of April, two warriors will collide in the hexagon. The prize, the EFC Africa Featherweight Championship.
I think in this fight for Pena, the big difference between Vinsol now and his previous opponents, Vinsol is the kind of guy that'll push the pressure, he will come forward, and he's the kind of guy that's going to force DeMart Pena to actually get into a dog fight and defend his title.
Vinsol's wrestling is really good, but in my view, no disrespect, it's not very technical.
With a fighter like Vinsol, I'm quite used to training with a lot of wrestlers, and it's not going to be anything new to me.
Undefeated in the hexagon, the current featherweight champion DeMart Pena will face his toughest test yet.
You either go in there to take it or you go in there to lose it. So we want it, and we're going to go in there and get it.
A former lightweight champion, Vinsol Nel will put everything on the line to become a champion again.
I don't think about the fight as much now. On the day, you know, I'm closer to the cage, things will happen, so I'm confident in my abilities.
Vinsol wants this belt more than anything else. He's going after a guy who's got the full package, the skill set, he's got the wrestling, he's got the stand-up, he's got everything that makes a fight exciting. And finally, we're going to see two guys that engage each other and make it happen.
I believe I'll be fitter than him. He can bring as much as he has first 2 rounds or so, but then he's just going to start fading, and I'm going to keep on going, and that chance will come for me to take the win.
Unless I suffer a severe injury during the fight, fitness-wise, I'll be there with DeMart.
If both of them are going to get in there and they're going to fight for that belt, we're going to have an awesome fight tonight. Because both of them are good fighters.
My whole thing is DeMart must step in there as an improved fighter. If he steps in there as an improved fighter, he's got a higher percentage of winning.
The wolf will look to tame the animal. It's DeMart Pena versus Vinsol Nel.
After the fight, he's going to see that not all these plans are not as if they were going to go, and I'll still be the champion.
I'm going to fight the way I always fight. I'm going to be in your face, and I'm going to fight the hardest I've ever fought in my whole life.
It's the main event, ladies and gentlemen. Muscle Farm, the official sports supplement of EFC Africa, brings you this featherweight title fight. Making his way out to the hexagon, it's the animal, Vinsol Nel, 36 years old, out of Hillcrest in Durban. Possibly his last shot at greatness, but we all know he is desperate and hungry to take on the wolf and get that gold strap.
Well, he was slated to fight DeMart Pena at a previous event, injured his neck in a wrestling competition. He had to pull out the fight. You have to know if it had to get Vinsol to pull out of a fight, it had to have been serious. So it was postponed. Now he's had a good training camp. He's feeling strong, he's feeling ready, he's feeling prepared. And for Vinsol Nel, this belt, the potential to get this belt means absolutely everything.
Yeah, Vinsol Nel, that neck injury, I mean, he's on chronic pain meds. You know, and essentially, it's how hindered his training. He knows that he needs to get through this fight. Everlast, the official equipment and a power partner of EFC Africa.
Well, nearly 37 years young is Vinsol Nel, a guy that's improved his overall game. He's dropped down to featherweight from lightweight where he held the belt. Gave it away to DeMart's training partner, Kostelianu. Great submission. And then Vinsol has moved on, and he's got a new bunch of people around him, new coaches around him, and he's now also spent enough time with them that he is comfortable with them in his corner, and his 2 fights after that has just been one-way steamroll traffic for Vinsol Nel.
He is so motivated and so determined. Wakes up at 3:30 in the morning, spends an hour training in his home gym, then he's off to work, then trains later. I mean, this guy, a family man, he works, of course, in the harbour in Durban, and then still trains MMA, and is now putting his body on the line for one last time at the title shot against DeMart Pena. Making his way to the hexagon, it's the champion, undefeated, 5-0, DeMart the Wolf Pena, at just 23 years old, out of Sunninghill in Johannesburg, originally out of Angola. now makes his home in Johannesburg with a Fight Fit Militia team. Follow him at the Wolf Pena on Twitter. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, but so focused. And Dirk, like you said, there's a fire burning inside this guy.
He's strangely been very sort of quiet and sort of very passive-aggressive leading up to this fight, and he knows that this is the biggest fight of his career so far, and Vinsol is most certainly going to pose the biggest threat of his career so far. So, you know, he also wants to finally put all the people that say he is not that good, he wants to prove them wrong. I mean, you don't defend your belt successfully if you are not that good. So, you know, he's unwarranted criticism. People say his fighting style is not all that exciting, but if you want to beat the champion, you need to go after him, you need to get the belt from him.
Still got the belt around his waist after 5 fights. The youngest champion in EFC Africa history. So yet another title defense for Demart Pena.
And also the improvements we've seen in his game. He came from sort of just having a bit of a wrestling background, and he's now got the full arsenal. He's got great submissions, he's got very solid stand-up, and for someone that's probably more a natural bantamweight, he is incredibly strong as Demart Pena. He is most certainly the full package, and that's why he is the EFC Africa Featherweight Champion.
A fantastic athlete and a great ambassador for the sport of MMA on the continent of Africa. BetExchange.com brings you the tale of the tape. Vinsol Nel, 1 centimeter reach advantage. In terms of height, Demart Pena 4 centimeters taller, and Nel considerably older than his opponent, the champion Demart Pena. Over to Shane the Duke Wellington with the official introductions.
This bout is 5 rounds for the EFC Africa Featherweight Championship. And now, introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional fight record of 10 wins and 3 losses. He stands at 1.67 meters tall and weighs in at 65 kilograms. He's fighting out of Hillcrest, Durban. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the challenger, Vinsol, the Animal Nel. And now introducing his opponent. He's fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional fight record of 5 wins and no losses. He stands at 1.71 meters tall and weighs in at 65 kilograms. He's fighting out of Sunning Hill, Johannesburg. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed, undefeated EFC Africa Featherweight Champion, Demart the Wolf Pena. And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Vickers Schwartz.
The lovely UFC girls, proudly brought to you by RDG, driven by perfection. That's Victoria making her way down to join Naomi and Rihanna. Nimerov, the official vodka of EFC Africa, brings you round number 1. Nel against Pena here at EFC Africa 19.
Vinsol immediately. Oh, wow!
Demart's been rocked. Vinsol Nel, barrage of punches and answer punches.
Close to stopping this fight. Vinsol Nel is unloading.
Animal drops
again. Vinsol Nel unloading on Demart Pena.
The animal unstoppable at the moment. Demart Pena has no answers.
Demart seems to have recovered. He's got a hold of Vinsol's leg, trying to drive for that single leg takedown. Vinsol raining down more and more.
Incredible pressure. Demart got nowhere to go.
Big trouble here. Nel's right in front of his corner, trying to recover.
He looks visibly shaken as Demart Pena, but he's a tough competitor. That was incredible pressure from the animal.
Wow.
Goodness me.
As Demart's trying to set up for that knee, Vinsol's going to look to take him to the ground.
Straight from the onset, it was all Nel steamrolling Demart Pena.
Pena looks to have recovered now. Goes for the trip to try and get Vinsol down. Does now, he's on top. here, Vinsol's corner telling him to set up for the sweep. Now
Demart.
Demart moves to side.
Pena goes back.
Unloads some shots of his own. Sitting in the half guard is Demart Pena now. He looks to have fully recovered from that initial onslaught by Nel.
He's not the undefeated champion for nothing, Demart Pena. Now looking to throw some abuse back in the direction of Vinsol Nel.
Still in the half guard is Pena, looking very comfortable from this position right now. Starts working some ground and pound. Vinsol doing his utmost to keep Demart tied up. Vickerswat keeps an eye on proceedings.
That could just be the fastest 2 minutes they've ever passed in a round in EFC Africa history. That was incredible.
Well, Demart was in big trouble, and it shows you the heart of the young champion that he was able to come back from that.
Demart trying to create some space here, free up that ground and pound of his. Nel not letting him go.
Demart lands some shots in this half-guard position. Vinsol still trying to tie him up. Demart showing good posture and good composure at the top. Pena now working away, landing shots to the body and shots to the head. Knees to the body of Vinsol's as well. Demart nearly looked like he was going to set up for an arm triangle. Vinsol felt that and got out of trouble.
Oh, there we go. Demart smashes away with that right hand.
Pena lands shots of his own, nearly gives up his back.
Standing up. Nel is so tough.
We've got a fight on our hands here. Big left landed by
That's called Demart.
Demart now right in front of his corner.
Tried the Superman, did Demart Pena.
Vinsol disengages, gets back to his corner, gets back to the middle of the cage at least.
Happy to stand and trade as Vinsol Nel.
Very, very happy to stand and trade. It's definitely the battle that he's winning at the moment is the one on the feet.
That left jab seems to be working for Nel.
He's just got incredible powers, Vinsol Nel. When Costa Yano fought Vinsol for that lightweight title, you know, some Costa said that Vinsol probably it's the hardest that he's ever been hit by someone was by Vinsol, and he didn't really make contact. So we also saw Vinsol now knocking Leo Gloss out cold for that lightweight title. So we all know that he's definitely got dynamite in those hands. It can finish fights with one single punch.
Fascinating story, both of these guys, their backgrounds. You know, Vinsol Nel, the foster homes, he's grown up tough, as has Demart Pena. They're coming from Angola to South Africa.
Losing both his parents at a very young age, and he says that martial arts and mixed martial arts is what saved him.
Here they are fighting for the featherweight title at EFC Africa.
Again, Vinsol getting through with that left hand. He's stalking Demart now, and he's going to try and pull Demart into his kind of fight.
Demart showing an aggressive reaction now.
Nel stalking him though. Nel still stalking. You almost sense that he wants to set up and land some strikes as Nel. Back in the clinch position, you can see Vinsol possibly looking for that takedown.
Round one, done and dusted.
At the end of the round, it doesn't even look like Vinsol is even breathing heavy in the slightest, so he's definitely, well, he seems to be anyway, this early, he seems to be ready to go the full 5 if he has to.
Round two about to get underway. Nimarov Vodka brings you round two of this bout. Vinsol Nel against the champion, Demart Pena. Pena suddenly finds himself back in this fight after being in serious trouble in round one.
Really recovered incredibly well, Sears.
Oh! The left jab.
Jab dropped Pena down. Just shows you the power of the animal. Now Vinsol trying to get onto Demart's back. This is a bad position for Demart with Vinsol.
Vinsol so strong.
To unload it again. Nel unloading,
smashing away.
Chasing Pena.
Pena's not going down without a fight though.
Again, Nel disengaging, getting the fight back to the center.
Surprised Pena, didn't he, with that left jab. Rocked him.
Now Pena backs off and tries to counter-strike. Just wonder from those first bunch of shots that he took in this fight, how much more can he withstand? Looks comfortable though, this Pena still.
He does. One thing that's not a problem is conditioning.
He's had some success with the kicks, has Pena. Here's someone calling for a left kick, overhand right.
Now Vinsol now just stalks, waiting for his opportunity.
Almost looks like Vinsol is just slowing down here. It's not quite as frantic in the second as it was in that first round. Big spinning back fist by Pena, not finding the mark. Leg kicks are landing though.
Yeah, he's using them.
Inside and outside.
Like Demart Pena said, Richie Kwan adds the tools to his game, and that's what he wants to do. Every time he trains, is add a new tool to his repertoire.
And so just disengaging and sort of hitting that reset button.
Now Demart Pena also looks like he's back in the fight. Bit more confident.
And he mixes up those kicks nice, the leg kicks and the head kicks. Always just keeping Vinsol guessing. Yeah, Pena starting to look a lot more comfortable now, CS. And he's really using his kicks very, very well.
He is indeed. Just over 2 minutes remain in round 2 of this championship fight. Featherweight title up for grabs, 5 rounds.
Vinsol's lead leg is already taking punishment, and now Vinsol closes the gap, comes in, tries to land some shots of his own, and again disengages, gets back to where his corner is. And Pena has found a target, and it's Vinsol Nell's lead leg. Over a 5-round fight, can land a couple of those.
Now
Vinsol
unleashes again.
Stalking Pena, lands a couple of shots, looking for the takedown. Pena shows good takedown defense though.
Nell just charges forward so well.
And he controls proceedings in the clinch, also does Demart Pena with the wrist control. Pretty much stuffed 2 takedowns of Vinsol's from that clinch position.
Once again, Nell steps back, invites Pena in.
You can hear Pena's corner saying, Norman Vinsol screaming, stay with us. They don't want him to follow Vinsol into his corner.
Working away at that lead leg of Vinsol Nell is Demart Pena. 1 minute remains in round 2.
Vinsol coming over the top of that right hand, but it definitely looks like he's slowed down as Nell. Tries to pump out that jab, and that's that lead leg of his that has been targeted. That's going to take that spring out of his step and take that sort of quick snap speed that he's got that jab with. It's going to make it a little bit slower for Pena.
Oh, another jab.
Again, it's the jab that knocks him down. And now Vinsol targets the body in the clinch.
Some dirty boxing from Nell.